Hey everyone, welcome to Keller Acres. Today I'm going to show you how to make some super simple cottage cheese chips. These chips will make just a great high protein snack to have around. Plus they're really easy to make and they don't take very long. You probably already have the ingredients to make these, so why not, right? It's nice to have these super simple snacks to have. I'm a snacker and it's great to be able to get some extra protein in those snacks. For this recipe, you're gonna need 1 cup of cottage cheese. I'm using Daisy Cottage Cheese. It's a great value at Costco. And I have already blended mine. You do not have to do this step if you don't want to, but I like to blend mine in the blender first and get it super smooth rather than having it chunky. I just prefer that in recipes versus the other way, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. And then 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. And as far as the seasonings go, you can use whatever you want, obviously, to season your chips. You could use some thyme, some oregano, you could make them Italian chips, or you could just do simple salt and pepper. But my little addition to this is 1 teaspoon of Frank's Red Hot. My husband is obsessed with this seasoning right now, so that's why I'm doing that with mine. I'm also going to be sprinkling some salt on the top of my chips before I put them in the oven. Have your oven preheating to 375. You're gonna wanna line your baking sheet with parchment paper. Then we're also gonna spray this with cooking spray. I'm gonna do that step super quick because I don't wanna forget. You never know, sometimes you get going and it's easy to forget something like that. So let's just go ahead and spray this really good. And then let's push that back out of the way for a second. So all we're gonna do is mix everything up in this little bowl. Then we're gonna drop it by the tablespoon onto our baking sheet. Super simple. I love simple. Simple is the best. The Frank's does smell really good. We did have it on some chicken recently. I thought it was good, and then, I don't know, my husband, I think he sprinkles it on like everything. So if you really like Frank's, that red hot seasoning, you will probably also enjoy. And you can get it on Amazon. You can get it other places too. I think you can get it at probably Walmart, Target. Well, I don't know about Target, probably Walmart. But it was actually a pretty good price for this giant thing on Amazon. So that's something that interests you. Check that out. Ooh, smells so good. I'm just loving all the cottage cheese recipes lately. And if you watch my videos, then you already know that. Been making all kinds of things with cottage cheese, and I have never in my life been someone who eats cottage cheese. So if you're like me and you've never been into it, you might like some of these recipes. All right, so we're gonna drop this by the tablespoon. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it on here first, and then I'm gonna go back with my spatula and just kind of flatten them because we want them to be like a chip. Now I'm just gonna kind of flatten them a little bit more. I mean, they're not super puffy. I probably actually made mine a little on the large size. You could make these much smaller and make more, but that's okay. I think these are going to be delish. Just something a little bit different. You can just really add cottage cheese to so many things. I added some to some tuna salad recently. There is a video on that. Delicious. Tomorrow night, I'm going to make some cottage cheese chicken burgers, and there will be a video on that. All right, I'm gonna sprinkle on my favorite salt. I get this on Amazon. It is so good, and sea salt is good for you. I love sprinkling this on baked goods too. I made some healthy cookies the other day. I made them with oatmeal and almond flour and monk fruit sweetener, some chocolate chip cookies, and I sprinkled this salt on the tops, and oh, it just really makes the cookie. All right, I'm gonna get this in the oven and I will let you know exactly how long I bake them for. The chips are all done, so I'm gonna give them a taste. I baked mine for 35 minutes at 375 degrees, a lot longer than I thought. And I did end up flipping them. And one side, I should have probably flipped them a little sooner. They do crisp up as they're getting crispier. That's good. They weren't super crisp as they kind of sit. You do want to let these sit a while after you take them out of the oven. So mine have also been sitting for about 10 minutes. So they get a little crispier as they sit. But one side is definitely browner. So you do want to flip them. All right, let's give it a try. It looks really good. And I was a little worried about the crispiness, but they do seem crispier now, like I said. Oh, good flavor, really good flavor. There's a nice crisp, but not as crispy as a chip. So I was hoping they'd be a little bit crispier. These would be delicious in like a sour cream dip. Just to add a little bit of maybe like a ranch sour cream dip. That would be delicious. So all in all, I made mine kind of large. Like I said, mine made, let's see, 11 chips. You could make more. So if you ate half of these, which you easily could because there's just 1 cup of cottage cheese in this whole recipe, that would be 13 grams of protein. And you know, in 1 serving, so that'd just be 1 serving of your cottage cheese, and there's just 110 calories. So good amount of protein, not a lot of calories, nice little kind of salty, crispy snack. Pretty good. Give these cottage cheese chips a try. There's some other recipes out there, so you know what? There may be another video on these with a different recipe down the line. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe.